guys, welcome back. Today I'm here with my September TBR. So yeah, it's almost September. I can't believe it. This year has flown by so fast. Like, where is the time gone? And of course, I still have a whole bunch of books that I'm hoping to read by the end of the year. So as usual, I'm gonna have a fairly sizable TBR, and there are a lot of arcs on it, but some other things as well. As always, I treat TBRs kind of as guidelines. I will probably pick up things that are not on this TBR. I may not get to everything on the TBR, but in general, this will give you a pretty good sense of most of the things that I'm planning on reading in the month of September. First up, I always announce the book club pick for my Patreon book club. Every month, my patrons get to vote on a book that we will buddy read together, and it's been really fun. I'm really excited about our pick for this month. Thank you so much to all of my patrons for your support, and a special shout out goes out to my patrons at the new release hardcover level and above, currently including Jessie from the Tiny Tea Set and Lori from Lori's Book Trials. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'm very happy to announce that this month everybody voted that we read Scythe by Neal Shusterman. This has been on my TBR for a long time. I know I don't have the dust jacket because I got this on Book Outlet and it was like ripped through. It was like one of those like scratch and dent ones, but it was like way more than scratched. Anyway, but I do have it. I also have this on audio, so I may read it that way. Really excited to get to this. This is one that a lot of people love, and I'm hoping that it'll be a good one for discussion as well, which should be interesting. This is a kind of futuristic YA book set in a world where humans can theoretically live forever, as far as I know, but because of overpopulation, they can't let everybody live forever, and the Scythes are these people who get to decide who lives and who dies. And there's like political stuff and moral stuff, and hopefully it's good and interesting. I know the third book in the trilogy is coming out sometime this fall, so really excited that they picked this. That should be a really fun one. Also, every month my patrons are entered into a raffle, and the winner gets to select one book for my TBR that they want to see me read and review in the coming month. So this month, Lori was the winner, and she wants me to read Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. I am actually really excited. I have been wanting a reason to pick this book up. I've heard so many good things about it, and I think I will love it. Mira Grant is the pen name of Seanan McGuire. She writes more kind of horror stuff under Mira Grant, and this book is about killer mermaids. I've heard it's really creepy and really good, and so I'm super excited. I purchased this a couple of months back, and yeah, so I will definitely be reading and reviewing this in September. Very excited about it. Okay, moving on to other things on my TBR. I have a couple of buddy reads that I'm going to be doing, and then I've got a whole bunch of books for review. And that's pretty much what's going on my TBR. I have some audiobooks that I'm waiting to get in from my library, so I will probably do some of those when those holds come in. I'm hoping to continue on with the Anne Bishop series that starts with Written and Read, so I'll probably read a couple of those books, but those aren't like officially on the TBR because it just kind of depends on when my holds get in. Okay, let's talk about the buddy reads. The first one is going to be with Katrina from Fabulous Book Fiend. We're going to be reading Color Me In by Natasha Diaz. I'm really excited about this. This was my August pick for Book of the Month Club as a YA affiliate, and I'm really interested in reading this, and she got it as well, so I'm excited to pick this one up. This is a debut YA contemporary novel about mixed race identity and white passing, and it is Own Voices, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, so we're going to be doing this as a buddy read, which should be really cool. Wanted to pick that up, and should be hopefully an interesting discussion point as well. Also, if any of you guys are interested in Book of the Month Club YA, I am an affiliate. I do have a link down below, and there's a code down there that should save you on your first book if you're interested. It's $9.99, so if you want to use my link, it's great. I will say I'm very excited for the picks that they have for September. I can't tell you what they are yet, but like, let's just say one of the picks is a book that I have already read and loved a whole lot, so I'm very excited about it. I am also going to be doing a buddy read with one of my viewers of Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, which I'm excited about. This is her second novel. It is young adult fantasy. I was corrected. I thought that this one involved fae and fairies like her first book did. Apparently it doesn't. I think maybe it's got like witches and stuff in it. and sorcerers. I don't really know what this is about, but so many of my friends have been loving it, and it's a really beautiful book, so I'm excited to be reading that sometime in September as well. Then I've got a bunch of arcs and books for review that I'm hoping to get to. The first one is a book that I was so excited. I don't know if you saw my most recent book haul, but I kind of freaked out when I got this because I was not expecting a finished copy of it. This is How to Be an Anti-Racist by Ibram X. Kendi, author of Stamped from the Beginning, which is actually here because it is one of my favorite books of the year that I've read. It's from a couple years back, and this is kind of a follow-up to that. Stamped from the Beginning is a history of racist ideas in America. I absolutely loved it. I think it was interesting and powerful and really important. And this is his follow-up book about basically, so then what? How do you be an anti-racist? And I am so excited to read this one, so I will definitely be reading it in September. Thank you so much to the publisher for sending me a copy. I was not expecting a finished copy. I don't think I'm going to get to this before the end of August, but definitely expect to see a review on this in September. I'm very excited for it. I am also planning on reading The Widow of Pale Harbor by Hester Fox. This is another one that is one of my most anticipated books of the year. I'm really excited about it. It is kind of a gothic historical romance that involves something to do with Edgar Allan Poe, and it takes place in Maine? Oh, Maine. And I thought this was set in Massachusetts. It's actually set in Maine, but I loved her debut novel last year, The Witch of Willow Hall. It's perfect for kind of this time of year as we're heading into fall, and so I'm really excited about this. This one goes on sale September 17th, and I was sent this for review by the Harlequin publicity team. So excited for it, guys. So excited for it. I do have a couple of books that I'd hoped to get to in August, but I just don't think it's going to happen, so these are getting rolled over to my September TBR. I have The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. This one goes on sale September 24th, and this is his first novel, and from what I've heard, it's really good, really intense and hard-hitting. It is historical fiction and is about slavery and the separation of families, and so I'm really excited to read this one. I'm sure it's going to be heartbreaking, but I love his nonfiction, and I'm really excited to see what he does with the novel. I also still need to read All the Impossible Things by Lindsay Lackey. This is a middle grade book that is magical realism that deals, I think, with either adoption or foster care. And foster care, yeah, it's about the foster care system. So I'm really excited about this. I need to read it. I actually may try to start this before the end of the month, but I'm not sure that I'll finish it before September, so this I plan on getting to early on in the month. It comes out September 3rd. Then I have two books that I was sent for review from Quirk Books. They sent me finished copies, actually, which is pretty exciting, so thank you so much to them. The first one should be interesting. This is McTrump, a Shakespearean tragic comedy of the Trump administration, Part 1 by Ian Dosher and Jacopo della Quercia. So if you don't know, Ian Dosher writes a lot of like kind of mashups of Shakespeare and other things, and this one is a mashup of obviously Macbeth and the Trump administration and documents the first 2 years of his administration. I suspect it will be very entertaining, so I am very interested to see how I feel about that. Thank you so much to Quirk Books for sending me that. The other thing they sent me that I'm also super excited about, oh, and I should tell you when this is coming out. When is this coming out? Okay, so this one is coming out on October 1st, so I'm hoping to get to it in September so that you can get my review on that. And then the other one is coming out September 17th. This is Monster, She Wrote, The Women Who Pioneered Horror and Speculative Fiction. And they sent me this like beautiful hardcover. Both of these were finished copies, which thank you so much. That's amazing. This is stunning, and I'm really excited about it. It's got little stories about all of these women who were pioneers in these genres, and it's nonfiction. It sounds really interesting, so I'm excited to pick this up. And again, heading into fall, it's kind of good timing. And look at these end papers. It's so pretty. This is like a really beautiful book. So anyway, thank you to Quirk Books. I appreciate that. So I've got two from them. Then I have a book that was sent to me for review from a smaller kind of indie publisher, and I'm supposed to be part of the kind of booktube tour for this book. It's coming out in September, and it sounds interesting. This is Demon in the Whitelands by Nikki Z. Richard. I think this one is also a debut novel. These are the people who published Nellium, which I reviewed and was on the tour for recently, and I had very mixed feelings about it, but I'm curious to read something else they're putting out. They do like YA speculative fiction, and I want to say this one involves like demons and I think like a creepy religious organization, and I want to say this one was also some queer in some way and own voices, but I can't remember how exactly. So I will be reading this and you'll be getting a video review of it at some point, which should be interesting. And then I have one other ARC that was sent to me recently. The author had reached out to me. This is an indie published book. I'm going to try to get to this in September. If not, I'll be reading it in October. It comes out in November. This is a debut YA fantasy. It's called Her Crown of Fire by Renee April. She is an Australian author, and this one I think involves like blood magic and has a female-female romance in it, and just sounded really interesting, so I agreed to review it. So I'll be reading this either in September or October, hopefully September, but kind of we'll see how it goes. So aspirationally September, but I have a little wiggle room on that one. Then I have some upcoming ARCs that I picked up at Book Expo that I'm hoping to get to in September. The first one is Rage by Cora Carmack. This is the sequel to Roar, which you don't know this yet because I haven't filmed my wrap up, but I did actually finally get around to reading the first book in the series, and I have mixed feelings on it, but I think I want to try book 2 and see how it goes. So this one is actually, I think, coming out late August, so it's coming out in a few days, but I'm probably not going to get around to this before the end of the month, so I'm hoping to pick this one up in September. And then I am very excited to read Slay by Brittany Morris. This one is coming out in September. I've been hearing such good things about it. I know Lauren from the novel Lush read it recently and really liked it. I think it's also kind of speculative fiction. It's about a 17-year-old black girl who's into online gaming, and then something happens. I don't know what. I know that she was reading it recently and was super into it. She was like talking about it on Twitter. So I'm excited to read this. I actually got to meet the author at Book Expo and got my ARC signed, so I'm really excited for this, and it's not a super long book. It's just over 300 pages, so I'm definitely going to be reading this. I think it comes out late September. I also have another signed ARC that I'm very excited for. This is Loki, Where Mischief Lies by Mackenzie Lee. Mackenzie Lee is the author of A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, which I really loved. I love Loki, and I'm really excited for this, so yeah, hopefully that'll be a good one as well. And then I have a couple of September releases from Torteen that I got at an event that they hosted at Book Expo, and these both look interesting, so I'm going to give them a try. The first one is The Infinite Noise by Lauren Shippen. So this is the start of a series of books about these kind of teenagers with superhero-like abilities, but they're going to therapy as a way to deal with it, which I think is a really interesting premise. And so I think each book in the series follows different teenagers dealing with different things. In this case, it's about these two boys who get to know each other, but also I think develop a romantic relationship in some ways. So I'm interested to pick that one up. And then the other one I have is Stormrise by Jillian Boehm. I don't remember exactly what this is about, but they're recommending it for fans of Tamora Pierce and some other people. I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody read this recently. I think Mackie. I don't know if Alexa read it too, but from her husband from Alexa Loves Books, I think read this recently and really loved it. So I'm curious to see how I feel about it. It's like a YA fantasy. So there you go. Those are all of the books that I am officially putting on my TBR for September. As always, I may not get to everything. I will probably pick up other things in addition to this, but this is like a pretty good sampling of the types of things that you're probably going to see on my TBR. Yeah, I have so many things for review, and I'm trying to be much better about getting to things in a timely fashion than I was last year. So I'm trying real hard, guys. Hopefully it is helpful to you. So talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know any of your thoughts on anything I talked about, things that I'm reading, and question of the day: how are you feeling heading into fall? Are you ready for it? Are you sad that summer's over? I am so ready for it. I'm really excited for September. A lot of cool things are happening. I'm going to Book Nut Fest. I gotta decide like which of these I'm bringing with me to Book Nut Fest. It's gonna be a great month. So talk to me in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.